Hey Mixers, welcome back to another WNBA player props video. I am filming this before the two games tonight for tomorrow, so I don't know how those bets are going to turn out yet. Don't know about the cash price, so we'll just have to do both of that in the next video. These props lines have been out for a couple of days now. Some of other ones have been trickling in, or they've been tweaked a little bit. But I've got the best bets that I think we can make for that slate, and I don't think we're going to be getting any more lines unless A'ja Wilson's ruled in tonight, but I think they'll wait until tomorrow to tell us that, whether or not she's going to play. So I'm just going to get these out to you right now. That way you can start looking at them. It's not a great slate. We've had kind of 3 bad slates in a row, and I'm really looking forward to that 4-game slate on Sunday. So we're hoping to cash in on that one. But let's jump into these picks for tomorrow, guys. All right, guys. So like I said, there's no recap because we're filming this before those games were played. So we're just going to jump straight into the best bets, and we're going to start with MVP hopeful Napheesa Collier over 31.5 PRA. Now, I've seen this at 32.5 PRA, so if you can still catch it at 31, that's awesome. If it gets any higher than 32, like up to 33, 34, then I would maybe just pivot to points if they don't bump her points line up. I do also just want to point out we're pretty likely to get a Napheesa Collier promo tomorrow, at least one. So you could just skip this bet and wait for a promo on her and just bet that instead. But I wanted to go over the data anyway, and I did already bet this. So she's over in 12 of 19, but she's under in 4 of the last 4. So she's kind of due for a good game. She's going up against the Sky here, who she just did play a couple of games ago, and she had 28 PRA in that game. But I think she's due for a good game. The Sky aren't really a good defense. I mean, neither are the Sparks, and she just had 30 against them. But I just feel like, she needs to just get herself back on track. She wants that MVP award. She needs to make sure that she puts herself in that conversation. And honestly, her players just need to start making the shots that she throws to them. So her assists have not been hitting because her teammates are not making their shots. So I like her to go over 31.5 PRA. I probably wouldn't take it at 32 or 33, but only because I think we're going to be getting a promo on her tomorrow. Otherwise, I probably would play this at 33 is probably the highest I would play this, absent any Napheesa Collier promos tomorrow. All right, guys, our next best bet is going to be Jackie Young under 26.5 PRA. She has crazy home and away splits. She's only over in 1 of 11 away games, and she's over in 7 of 9 at home. This game is going to be at home, but the 2 games that she missed at home were against top 7 defenses, and she only had 2 wins against top 7 defenses against the Storm and the Mystics in week 1 at home. So she's facing the Valkyries at home. Basically what I'm trying to say is she has not been tested at home by a tough defense, and now she is going to be tested. So I like her to go under this number. If you take the overall view of don't include the splits, she's only over in 3 of 20 games against top 7 defenses. So she's been playing cupcake matchups basically and still not getting there. So with A'ja on the court, she's better by 1 PRA per game. So whether Asia's on the court or off the court, Jackie Young doesn't get a bump, she doesn't get a boost, and she doesn't get a hit either way. So she kind of just produces at the same level every single time. And so we're going to expect her to go under this 26.5 PRA number. And then I have 2 leans for you guys. The first one is Veronica Burton over 15.5 points and assists. She's over in 10 of 19, and she had 26 against the Aces previously in a blowout where A'ja sat most of the game. So A'ja played about 17 minutes in that game, about half her normal minutes. So this game could be a little bit tougher if A'ja is actually on the court and playing, but we don't even know if A'ja is going to play. She has a probable tag, so I feel like that means she is going to play. But I think that Veronica Burton can get here even with A'ja on the court. She just needs to get 16. I think she can score us like 5 or 6 or 7 even assists and then get us like 12, 13 points. So I think she clears the number easily. If it bumped up to 16, I would probably even still be willing to take it, but I might just pivot to the assists at that point. But I'm kind of liking that lean, but it is not a best bet for a reason. And part of that reason is Veronica Burton has been inconsistent. The Valkyries in general have been inconsistent. And especially if Asia doesn't play, I expect this game to be a low total. So it just might be hard to get to overs in this game for anybody. And then my last lean, I want to put a huge disclaimer on this because I'm not betting this unless Asia is ruled out. Actually, I did already bet this, but I'll probably go in on it even more if I find out that Asia is going to be out. Or, I mean, in. Excuse me. The opposite of what I just said. If Asia is in, I'm playing this. If Asia's out, I'm not playing this. So Jewel Lloyd, we just took her in the last game. And now we're taking her under 18.5 points in rebounds. So with Asia off the court, Jewel Lloyd is over in 4 out of 4 games because she basically takes over Asia's role. She rebounds a lot, and she does shoot a lot of three-pointers, which Asia doesn't really shoot a ton of three-pointers, but she kind of takes over as the lead scorer for her team. And with Asia on the court, Jewel Lloyd has only hit this line twice, and guess who she hit it against? The Connecticut Sun, literally the worst team in the WNBA, twice. So every other WNBA team that she's gone up against, she has not hit this line. And she did already only get 11 against the Valkyries earlier in the year, which Asia did play in that game. We already talked about that. It was a blowout, so Asia only played 17 minutes. But if Asia plays, this is a great under. If Asia doesn't play, I still think it might be okay, but I'm pretty sure it will be a close one. So it'll be sweaty if Asia is ruled out. If this line moves up at all, definitely I'm slamming the under if it moves up to like 19, 20. But if Asia gets ruled in and this number stays the same, definitely hammer it. All right, guys, so let's go over the recap. We're taking Napheesa Collier over 31.5 PRA. We're taking Jackie Young under 26.5 PRA. And then we're taking Veronica Burton as a lean over 15.5 PA. And we're taking Jewel Lloyd under 18.5 PR if Asia is ruled in. All right, guys, so to get in the mix today, just comment hashtag in the mix. And since we only have 2 best bets, if those 2 best bets hit, I will just give the money away to any random commenter. You can comment whatever you want. I don't have any special poll or requests for today. So maybe just drop your favorite player in the entire league, and we'll argue about it in the comments. All right, guys, thanks.